Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Hey, thanks a lot for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Let's take another look here at ICP, see what's going on. While we did secure some profits to the downside here with this pretty significant drop, it really wasn't that significant as expected, right? I pretty much presumed we'd see somewhere in the low $9 range, and it hasn't even come close to that yet. So that's a very, very good testament to how strong ICP is holding up. Does that mean we take a long in the blind? Definitely not, but it does imply that there's some sustainability here, and if Bitcoin can hold its price point at that 64 to 65K range, should be in pretty good shape. Heads up to my community, make sure you enable all channels. There is a trade alerts and live chart section that I have now available for you. Congrats to our community members for some nice profits there. ICP short 21%, Bitcoin 27%, and Near Protocol 38%. We took 5 shorts this week and all have hit profits. We had one long we had to close before it hit stop loss, which is standard. If you're not familiar with closing a trade before it gets to its stop loss, you might want to consider watching my Trading University videos that talk a lot about how to manage your loss, and more importantly, how to cut your losses before they become massive. Again, things we all need to learn. Nobody's perfect. Even I'll hold on for too long. Sometimes it happens. Okay, anyways, the point of this here is to show you the liquidation levels for ICP. Now, this is intensified a little bit since we last spoke, but we see this level here at about 933 that just got hit. But however, there is an area at 922 that's still pretty heavy. That's honestly the area I was expecting to get swept. But the profit target that we had for our ICP trade, just full disclosure, I think we got it at 970 and it was like 931. We put that profit target just above liquidation and or that key fib level. So again, it's important to recognize when you set profit targets, you put them just above liquidation events and or specific support levels. Because again, if you're not familiar with this, liquidation levels generally hang out at support levels because they're more recent lows or highs. Anyways, looking here, large amount of liquidation too as well at about 760. I don't think we're going to see that quite yet. In fact, ICP's recovered very well, held in there, probably stronger than most coins with that most recent dip. So I think that's a low probability, but just know that it exists, okay? Take a look here at the daily time frame. Let's work our way down and see what's going on here. So quickly to note, we got some resistance range above us, again, that $11 to $12 range, and a pretty solid support range of about $8. So we're getting closer to that lower support range, but no, there's a ton of volume at this lower profile here. All the more reason why I think this is a very low likelihood to get swept at that 780, because there's a lot of support at the $8 mark. Okay, just want to kind of throw that out there, let you know. And if we do take a look here, of course, at our moving averages, unlike other coins, we're above the 50 and the 20-day SMA. That's generally a bullish sign. So that should imply support in this 9 to 850 range, or sorry, $8.80 to $9 range. That's a solid support range there for us. Also, unlike most coins, we're seeing the stochastic starting to slow down, money flow index still high, and RSI above 50. It's a very, very good sign. Generally speaking, that's favorable. Now, it's not to say the price can still go lower, but it just implies there's less probability of that. We do see here on the 4-hour, this is similar to Solana, for example, another strong coin, where we're under 50 on the RSI. Haven't totally broken bullish yet, but it wants to. Most other coins are struggling, where ICP is recovering fairly well. So this range that we're in right now, decent probability we'll see further upside, but again, we have resistance above us. That implies that there is still an area of resistance, which in most cases is likely the most recent high. Okay, a lot of times the most recent high is an area that is generally construed as the local resistance. There's that, and there's also the point of control too. So we kind of zoom out and we look at the most amount of volume here. We can see what 1020 is the secondary amount of volume that is above effectively this 950 range. So good news is this current situation right now that we're in, bouncing off this level at 950, does imply that we have a solid amount of support there. With all that volume, it's a very, very solid situation. Okay, so overall, we like what we see here. However, let's not be completely ridiculous here. There's still some resistance above us until we establish a higher high and or a higher low. We really cannot presume the price is just going to respond well to the current situation, even though it has responded well in the overall scenario that we're in right now with Bitcoin pulling back. So hourly time frame, let's quickly note here, each Mocha cloud is not free and clear. Or sorry, we're still below the cloud. The lagging span is not free and clear, and we're below the baseline here with a conversion line. These are basically 3 out of 3 signals to let us know not to take a long. Okay, so again, I know it's tough right now. You want to buy these dips. It's okay to do so perhaps in a spot bag, set some limit orders. In fact, I send out dollar cost average targets all the time in my trade alert section. So for any time you want that, go ahead and check that out. This will be a new feature for some of our other members here soon too as well. But what I want to get at is that unless you're dollar cost averaging in a spot position, there's no reason to take a long right now because we're underneath a lot of resistances, okay? So I know it can be difficult to just want to try to buy every dip because it's a dip, but generally speaking, you want to wait for confirmation. 95% of trading is not trading. You're literally looking for reasons not to take a trade. I've identified a ton of reasons to not trade here today. I know it seems crazy and like a waste of time, but that's generally how it works when you're trading. Why not take a larger statistical probability of success than to take one that's kind of a 50-50? Right now, we have a lot of transitions going on right now. We haven't broken bullish on smaller time frames. We can presume the price will continue lower until it doesn't. No matter how strong this coin is, until we break free from some of these more local highs, there's no reason to get in too early. Again, that's me personally. I'm sure by the time you watch this, the price will be higher, and you'll probably think that I'm wrong. And that's okay too. But there's many times when it's statistically less likely to find success because of that. Anyways, conversation for another day. If you want to learn more about this, I do have a Trading Academy community and signals group. Check that out, of course. That's linked down below for CryptoCache.tech. Make sure you reference BitUnix too, folks. These guys are phenomenal, excellent rewards if you use my link to register. We've been using them for almost a year now, and they've been phenomenal to us. They just added hedge mode, a lot of cool features, and they work with you. Generally speaking, no KYC or VPN required. That's the benefit there. Okay, so check them out. Hope you all have a good rest of the day. Either way, thank you again so much for your time. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.